Welcome everyone. My name is Suman Ramurthy. Thank you for joining us today for the webinar Recovery Readiness Enhancing Hotel Housekeeping and Cleaning, organized by GBB Consulting Private Limited. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation for the attendees, please type them into the question box in your Zoom control panel, and we'll have a time for questions at the end. Today, we have brought a live session with housekeeping experts. First, I would like to introduce Ms. Amandeep Kaur, Executive Housekeeper, ITC Gardenia, who will be moderating the panel. And we have Mr. K. Chutinsky, Senior Manager, Global Sales and Business Development Professional Channels, Hospitality, Alfred Kacha. We have Ms. Minu Tognata. She is Executive Housekeeper, ITC Hotels. Mr. Vaishali P. Sinha, General Secretary, IPHA, and Director Housekeeping, Meluha, the firm. Ms. Vanita Arora, Director Housekeeping, The Park, New Delhi. And we have Mr. Jitinder Kaul, Managing Director for Karcher, India. Now, without further ado, we will turn time to our Amandeep Kaur.
Thank you so much, Suman. I'm truly delighted and really privileged, feeling very privileged moderating this panel full of stalwarts and mentor to most of us, Meenu ma'am as well. So it's truly, I feel privileged today to be moderating this panel on a very pertinent topic, recovery readiness. By now, the world has actually come to the terms with this crisis we are facing, and have realized the serious impact of global pandemic that has on the health as well as the economies as well. While examining this recovery path, everyone is aware how the guest is sensitive, how about the guest, everybody is aware of guest anxiety, about anything that could be a health hazard. So outlook of the industry is actually going through a change in tandem with the outlook of the guests towards travel, hygiene, and sanitization. So now I would like to hear from our industry and domain experts on the subject matter. And if I may please take the liberty, Meenu ma'am, to start with you. So to set the context for my first question, I want to mention about this new segment, new market segment in the hotels that we are seeing these days, which is about stranded tourists, healthcare workers, quarantine guests, and in even some hotels, we have some COVID positive patients as well. So ma'am, we would like to know how we have adopted this change.
First of all, Amandeep, thank you very much, and thank you GBB to give this platform to speak to everybody. Yes, your question is very right, that how are we adapting to the guest. Let me tell you, Atiti, as we always say, is Devo Bhava. I mean, the kind of situation which we have seen over 2 months, and we could never imagine that this stage would also come into the world, and we all have opened up with complete readiness to accept our guest. Guest is human being, and he is for us. He's a client and customer who is coming to our hotel for the first time. See, they are already very careful, and now the customer is already very, self-conscious. When they are coming, they are coming to quarantine. So they themselves are very disciplined. They are following all government rules. They are not being very harsh or demanding. They are simple, and they are adapting the simple ways of being addressed. They self-check-in, and they are going into the rooms directly, staying disciplined, staying in the room, not being over demanding, not being over conscious about things. They are quarantining very carefully and following all the government rules and rules laid down by the hotels also, as far as the hotel procedures are concerned. So they are very, very careful, and they are very cooperative, and we have adapted to them. We are there to look after them, and we are there to take care of them, and providing them the best of hygiene. Earlier we would say that guest was very demanding, but now we are saying before the guest is demanding, we are very careful and conscious of what are we giving to our guest, what are we offering to our guest. So my room is already very well taken care, very well done, and basis that we are sort of taking care of our customers. So adoption is very, very welcome, and at the same time they are being sort of well taken care.
Yes, I agree, ma'am, that the what we have adapted is one part of it, but I truly agree with you that even our guests have become very adapted to this new normal, and they've been supporting us in keeping them safe. Vaishali, coming to you, would you like to add something which probably you feel has changed, and how well we have adapted to this?
So as rightly mentioned by Meenu ma'am, Aman, yes, there is a change in the. We used to have the business travelers, corporate guests staying with us together. But now the need of the hour is that we need to have a different section or floors for this quarantine and isolation sections where the people who are traveling from all across the world. So there will be a demand of the quarantine and isolation rooms. So this is what we need to look into it, and we need to get ready for that particular section of floors to be prepared for quarantine and isolation.
Right. So as we say, we are a very resilient industry. So we are ready to take on any kind of segments which comes in. Hold on to the thought of isolation rooms, because I have a question pertaining to that as well. So we'll discuss more on that. Thank you so much, Meenu ma'am, for your answer. My next question on the similar lines would be for you, Vaishali. To set the context, in new normal, contactless, contact light service has become the new basic expectation of the guest, where the personalization was the number one priority earlier. Right now, the guest does not really, they want the experience, but they really don't want to come to have they want to have a minimal contact while you providing the experience or creating an experience or providing the service. While if you see housekeeping vis-a-vis other departments, it is relatively more inclusive. Because we go to the guest rooms, we have to arrange the guest belongings. Therefore, what we want to know, Vaishali, is how our service designs in hotels have evolved in this new scenario to ensure that services which are provided are non-inclusive or have the limited contact with the guest or the guest belongings. Over to you.
Thank you, Aman, for asking this question. In this pandemic situation, we have got enough time to rethink and realign our vision and goals. Definitely, we have service designs changed, keeping 4 things in mind. The 4 things are product, people, process, and partners. So in product, what we have done, we have placed the contactless sanitizers in front of the house as well as in back of the areas. We have created a glass partitions at the reception desk. We have started keeping minimum but the required guest supplies in the guest areas. When it comes to people, our guests and team members, yes, keeping the social distancing norms, we have created social distancing norms in the guest areas as well as in our cafeterias. Guest is informed about the do's and don'ts and the facilities via WhatsApp and emails. In process, yes, we have redefined few process which are simple and stable, wherein team will have minimal contact with the guest, like the team members are wearing PPE kit while making the room. The laundries are delivered from outside, keeping it on the trolley in a cane basket. The time being, turn down service has been on paused. We are focusing more on the e-learning for the team members. And the 4th is our partners. Yes, very important for us because the vendors, the partners, they are traveling all across hotels in a day. So we need to educate and monitor their safety and hygiene process too. So this is what we have started.
So basically, we are all looking at re-engineering or remodeling our service designs to ensure that really we don't go close to the guest. Little more detailing that you would like to add, Vanita ma'am, here, that, how we are really ensuring that guests does not feel very inclusive, especially where they are experiencing the housekeeping services, because end of it, we do have to enter the guest rooms.
Thank you, Aman. I feel that each one of us have taken our time during this lockdown period, and we've utilized the time reimagining and reinventing our systems so that we could reset before we restart. So everybody has developed these special SOPs and all. I'm 100% sure all hotels, every places have done the SOP, redesigned their SOPs. Even at the park, like we have developed a program called Shield, wherein the focus is on sanitization, hygiene, ISO standard, excellence. And since the hospitality industry is known for the luxury, so luxury redefined and maintaining the social distancing. That's how the whole thing of Shield has been developed. So each system has been sat down for quite a while and then taken into consideration. There has been no compromises on the part of the guest which have been made. And as Vaishali said, yes, the sanitizers have been placed on the prime locations of the hotel, whether it is reception, even in the rooms we have started placing. The staff who's entering the rooms is wearing the proper PPE kit, and they're taking all precautions back of the house, out of the house, everywhere. The social distancing and other important notices have been placed. The staffs have been trained into those things. So I think so all the precautions and all the measures have been taken so that our guest services are not compromised. And as we always used to say, reducing human touch, yes, it has happened, but we have not lost the personal touch with the guest.
Right.
We are still in connect with our guest, whether it is through the technology, whether it's through the WhatsApp. We are informing them on each and every step what the hotel is doing. And we are open now. We have a lot of doctors staying with us. So
Right.
I think so they are also guiding. And as Meenu ma'am said earlier, people have understood that it is a tough time. The people are not that demanding. They are
Right.
also adjusting to the situations, and they know the hotels have minimum staff and all. So they are there with us. They are our partners. They are
Right.
they are like a family to us.
Right. Meenu ma'am, anything with the kind of initiatives we have taken at ITC, anything that you would like to highlight or add on to this contactless service we are providing in the rooms without compromising on guest experience?
I would like to add that service may be contactless, but it is a very conscious and a very careful service that is being provided. And we may not be visible to the customer, we may not be contacting the customer, but at the same time, whatever is happening at the back of the customer, whatever preparations we are doing is with utmost care, conscious and care that we are giving to every action. And we are very careful and concerned that if the guest is being offered some food, how tasteful it is. If the guest is being offered service, then how fast can we do? If the guest is asking for some water, tea, coffee, how fast can it reach to them? And at the same time, we are very careful of our team members who are giving this service, that how well are they also looked after. So they are not made to work over extra hours, any kind of fatigueness in the internal customers, any kind of tiredness coming onto the staff. So we are taking care of all the aspects, whether that is for our guests who are our paid customers and for our internal guests who are our service providers. So even for the service crew, we are equally careful and taking care of them by number of norms that we have set, working hours, working style, etc. If you are on the floor, then you remain on the floor while you are giving the service to the customer. And also by being cautious and careful while you are giving the service. Customer may not be very demanding, Like earlier, the customer was very social media and fast connectivity, internet connectivity, and they were being very impatient and needed everything very fast. But today, when the customer is arriving, they are following all norms, they are following all government rules, they are following all laid down procedures by the hotels, that touchless service, or they are also adapting to everything, every situation, and just want to know the medical connectivity, and if you have any kind of arrangements just in case anything happens. So I think the customer is being very cooperative, and at the same time, the service providers have also become very, very careful and conscious of providing service. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
I think you mentioned a very pertinent point, ma'am, that, while we are doing so much for the guests to make them safe, how can we make them feel safe and reassured if our staff is not being taken care of and they themselves don't feel safe? So a lot of measures have been taken at various levels for them as well. And my next question is pertaining to that only. But before I move to my next question, I would like to ask Kay and Mr. Kaul that whatever measures we have spoken thus far, does that give you a comfort, because you are not directly involved in a hotel operations? However, you do go and stay there for various reasons and you experience the services. Does this all gives you a kind of assurance if you have to start travel back and have to start staying in these hotels? What kind of assurance you getting by hearing what we all are discussing here? So it's very important to understand from a person who comes and stays and experiences the services.
Yes, thank you. If I can start, yeah, we really facing these issues, or what we experience is that the housekeeping and the hygiene and cleanliness in the hotel sector is nowadays much more. Yeah, it has to be much more visible to the guest. Also for the hotel, for the whole hospitality industry to restart, to get the trust of the travelers back, because it is most of the time, also here in Germany or in the European regions, we have at the moment domestic travel of domestic travelers from the same region, from the same country. But if you have less restrictions and less restrictions of travel globally, we also would have more and more international guests again in the hotels. And then it is much more important to have clear processes, clear documentation, and clear also maybe contactless options on smartphones or something like this, to give the guest who is arriving the best possibility to trust the whole process in the hotel, and for this especially from the housekeeping sector. Is it safe? Is it safe to stay? Is it cleaned properly? Is there a certified process behind, or maybe a certification or something like this? And also the communication has to be really, really careful between the hotel and the guest, and maybe in cooperation with the supplier or the person who is in contact for train the people, train the staff or something like that. Yeah.
Truly, thanks, Kay. I just wanted to add earlier, because we travel a lot, and we knew the hotel will be clean. But now the challenge is, and I am seeing most of the hotels, because I personally also travel a lot. We get a lot of information that how you are ensuring the customer's hygiene is taken care. I recently received a message from one of the hotels that all the utilities within the room are steam cleaned. So I will feel more comfortable there going to that hotel, because I know I am protected. And this industry is doing really, really great job. And definitely you are trying to accommodate and ensure the guests are safe. That's what I wanted to bring on the table. Thanks.
So it's glad that whatever measures are being taken at hotels, I'm glad to hear from the people who comes and experiences feel reassured coming back to us to travel back on stay in the hotels. Thank you so much. My next question, as I said, I will take on what Meenu ma'am mentioned about the staff. Vanitha ma'am, this will be for you, and just want to build a context for that as well. So while hotels have always employed demanding cleaning standards catering to luxury environment, and which has always gone hand in hand for guests, as well as in our back of the house, in our heart of the house for staff as well. So this question is pretty straightforward. You know, we worked in our luxury environments always with clear-cut cleaning SOPs. So what actually has changed during the pandemic for our associates? How are staff joining back are reassured of safety in hotel while creating experiences for the guest or providing any certain kind of services to them? Vanitha ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Amma. I mean, you know, this is a very important aspect because we have been all talking about the guest, and now it comes to when it comes to our team members. You know, initially, yes, it was a difficult situation for the hotels to bring back their team because everybody was so scared. The media spreading so much of news and all. But you know, as a hotel, what we kept on doing was we kept on informing them. We kept on speaking to our staff regularly and motivating them. And then, as I said, we launched the Shield program wherein we took the training of our each and every staff, assuring that we are following the best of practices and we are taking care of all the hygiene. And it is not only the guest, the staff, our staff is most important for us. As we said, we all are a team. First of all was the training part, training not only on this hygiene sanitation, but to keep them motivated also during that period, because hospitality suffered a major. Until now, you know, there are no clear indications when are we going to be totally 100% operational. So the team was getting demotivated. But yes, now with the hotels opening, getting some customers, and even the like doctors or Vande Mataram passengers, you know, the staff has come up, though it is a minimalistic staff, but yes, the staff is coming and seeing they've been provided with proper PPE kit, the hazmat suits, the gloves, each staff has been sanitizers, they've been given sanitizers to keep in the lockers also. They've been even briefed on how they have to take the hygiene and sanitation before they start from their home. And when they come, what precautions do they need to take when they enter into the guest room, whether it is a temperature check or like thermal scanning or sanitization or proper handling of the linen, the garbage. So each staff member has been trained into all those things. And now as a result, you know, we don't have to ask anybody. Everybody is so confident that they are easily moving into the guest rooms and giving services. And as I said, we are doing about 70 to 80% occupancy. So the boys have no thing. They are confident. They go, they talk to the guests, they deal with the doctors, give the services. So all those parameters have been taken care. And yes, the trainings have been continuing in the park. What we are doing is everyday basis. We are doing trainings twice a day. Initial morning training is by the senior management, wherein they've been taught about the normal generic trainings, maybe on the leadership skills or the managerial skills or the staff soft skills. And in the afternoon, we have the employee engagement session where it is like storytelling, where again, what lessons do they learn from those stories? So it's how we engage, and that also instills a confidence in our staff that yes, right, our teams are with them. So that's what I feel. And the staff has taken it very positively. Yes, initial, I would still say there was a hesitant, but now I don't think so anybody is...
I guess you're right, ma'am, because thank you so much for the reply. But are you right? Because initially, I guess everybody was in the state of paranoia, and this was something completely new. So to say a virgin territory to enter, nobody knew that, you know, what's going to happen and what's going to be a global impact of this. We never realized initially. But as the global chains are setting up the SOPs and ensuring that, you know, even our staff are very safe and secure while working in the hotels, as Meenu ma'am mentioned. So yes, I think the confidence in the staff is getting back. Vishali, Meenu ma'am, anything you would like to add additional that the hotel as an industry is doing to ensure safety of our staff, as well as keeping them anxiety free? There's lots of talks going around the economies and the economy going downfall and people losing jobs and various industries. So anything you would like to say on those aspects as well when it comes to employees?
Shall we carry on? After you finish, then I'll add something.
Okay, I believe a lot of points are covered by Vanitha ma'am already. Yes, initially, as I told you, that our hotel was operational since the time the lockdown have started. So yes, initially we have faced a lot of challenges getting the team members, but yes, when teams started coming in, when they realized that the importance of their job roles and the kind of a safety measures what we have taken. So now team is motivated, they are inspired, and they all come back to work, because from the getting them picked up from their home, giving them accommodation in the hotel, giving them all the safety gears, so they feel confident and they have been briefed what is happening every day, what kind of occupancy we have. So it's a very transparent information which is shared with them, and giving them the assurance that whatever kind of a situation come across, we all are together, we all will be taking the calls together mutually. So there is a confidence is built, and team is looking forward to things to get normal. But yes, there is excitement. They are working and they are feeling very safe to work with us. Remaining the headgears, face masks, everything, I believe Vanitha ma'am have already said, the process which we are following of thermal screening, hand sanitization, and etc.
So it gives them the feeling of being safe and comfortable while working and providing and serving to the guests. Thank
and
you.
be very transparent with your team.
Right, right.
To add, as very rightly put across by both the housekeepers, there are some special initiatives which have been taken to take care of our internal customers as well, which we call to our staff. Like we have done it for our guests, we have done it for our staff as well. First of all was that they are being given continuous training on what is COVID, how to prevent from COVID, and how scared should be of COVID and how we can conquer over COVID. For example, if the guest or anybody has fever, cold, etc., they are not permitted inside. But by chance, if someone inside the house has some symptoms, then how one has to protect from there. For them to wear PPE and hazmat suit and reach up to the floors and work in those conditions itself was a very big challenge. I wore these PPE set personally myself to understand that what exactly will happen to my worker when they are wearing it and performing the job. So within half an hour, 45 minutes in non-air conditioned atmosphere, we started to sweat very badly. So we realized that a worker must be wearing very light clothes underneath, and he should be in good air conditioned, chilled atmosphere while he is wearing either hazmat suit or other gloves and working with the sort of PPE on. So they started to adapt these. So we gave them welcome achiever points. We gave them some kind of an encouragement that motivating them. And then we kept a check of how much water are they drinking. While you're working, they get busy and they don't drink water. So we started someone to carry water for them, or adequate water should be available, where we give them buzz and ask them, have you had water? Because while you're wearing a PPE and all that stuff, you're sweating a lot. So we have to ensure that our staff drinks a lot of water. Tea, coffee is available for them in cafeteria during the timing. Social distance has to be maintained by them. and also educating them on the chemicals and the machinery that we were using, that these chemicals are human safe, these machinery is human safe, nothing will happen to you. So giving them those kind of confidence of handling machinery while they are working. And new UV ultra rays, these equipments which are getting introduced, etc. So they were given a careful training, they were given concern, and at the same time we also trained them very well in garbage handling, that how are you going to handle this garbage which is coming out. So first of all, I remember some housekeepers calling me and saying there is a bit of a staff is a bit reluctant. When the moment you write biomedical waste, they feel very scared that what kind of a biomedical waste it is. So we started to educate them on the biomedical waste, that what is biomedical waste. If anybody has thrown any PP, that itself is also a biomedical waste. So don't think that from these guest rooms there is going to be some hospital type of garbage which is coming out. No, it is but still it will be called a biomedical waste. So there was different levels of training which was imparted with them. There was a little different level of counseling sessions which we had to do with them. There was a different level of care that we had to share for them, of make sure that they are quarantined and they are well fed, they are well taken care. And if anybody by chance has a problem, some of our staff did have a problem, then assuring them that nothing will happen and we are there at your beck and call kind of a thing, and connecting with them on regular basis on phones. So this is industry's norm, all are doing. It is just that some are converting it into SOPs, some are doing it in an action, and some people are training them in machinery, equipment handling, chemical handling, PPE wearing, etc. All these were being taken care of our staff.
Thank you, ma'am. I think all of you have just mentioned such pertinent points while we are all talking about PPEs, which is so important. A very important aspect which has been touched upon is the humane and humility, and how ma'am just mentioned that how easy or difficult it is for a worker to wear that hazmat suit or and such PPEs and work. So that kind of detailing the industry has gone into in making sure that your staff is not only safe but they're comfortable also while providing the service. It's a great learning and really nice to know that we are doing such in-depth study for our staff as well. Thank you so much. And I believe the manufacturing units like Karcher and others are also taking the similar measures, because that's the need of the hour wherever in whatever industry we are working in. Thank you so much. From there, I'll just talk about a little bit on technology. Now, technology in all sense and in all forms was always coexisting with the hospitality ecosystem, and we've been using it all this while. Now, but what we are hearing now is really inconceivable. In fact, yesterday in one of the newspapers, I read that one of the hotels in Houston is using light strike germ zapping robots for the purpose of sanitization. So on the same topic, Meenu ma'am, may I please request you to let us know how innovative technologies are emerging that hotels have adopted or are looking to adopt in future.
See, technology is something which is our life. Technology, we have been brought up with technology. We have developed ourselves with technology. Technology is our friend, and in continuous basis there is the innovation and improvement in technology which keeps taking place. So we keep adapting technology as and when it comes. In today's time, UV rays technology, any equipment is most welcome. But what are the harms and what are the benefits? We have to understand before we invest, and accordingly train our staff for best usage of the same. So definitely companies are doing the investment like we did during the security times and during the other times earlier. We have done a lot of investments in culinary art. We have done a lot of investments in security and a lot of investments in our service standards and all. Even in hygiene now, we are going for measurable hygiene equipments, which can measure and tell us that this room has been sanitized and there is no bacteria, or for that matter, that this room has been cleaned, this bathroom has been cleaned, and the once we put this UV machine on or ozonators on, or for that matter any misting that we have done, it is bacteria-less and it is hygienically clean. So anything that gets measured and is certified and is then recorded and kept becomes a very big, sort of tool of support. So technology we are definitely welcoming, and we would like to enhance these standards with the help of that, and I'm sure others will also add some value to it. Over to other housekeepers for the same.
Vanitha ma'am, anything you would like to add in terms of emerging technologies in the field of sanitization?
Yeah, technology is playing important. A lot of hotels have gone into this ATP cleaning, wherein the swab testing and all is done. Earlier, the swabs used to go to the FICCI or any other labs, but now the hotels are purchasing these cleaning ATP tools, wherein the housekeepers are going into the rooms, doing the swab testing and all, and which is also giving more confidence to our guests, and also our staff is being more careful. They are knowing, they are aware that the housekeeper would come and check their rooms for the any kind of bacteria development or what. So those machines are there. Yes, I feel the hotels have to now give this UV torches to the supervisors, so that they can be more confident when they're checking the rooms, and more cleaning aspects could be checked. So, and yes, with the fogging machines, UV lights, steam cleaners, it is helping a lot for our team members to. So technology is playing a role, and also technology is helping us since the rooms used to have those mini bars, the laundry slips and all. So having QR codes on that is helping us, because now we are saving on the large number of inventories.
Right.
So QR code, only the guest orders whatever he requires. He has the whole list on his mobile phones and he can order.
Right.
So that is also, it's a cost saving also, and technology is there. It's useful to us.
Yes. Vaishali, quick question just on this before we move to another question. Meenu ma'am and Vanitha ma'am has already mentioned that some of these technologies we are talking about, whether it's UV sanitizers or we are talking about ozonators, some of it requires considerable investments, and basically how we are planning to procure same in such times, when the business scenario is not so great right now. So over to you.
So Amin, as I said that this period we have done a lot of R&Ds on the new technologies, new equipment. So yes, the company is ready to invest because that is the need of the hour. But yes, the right chemical, right equipment, right technology, which can help us. As rightly said by Meenu ma'am, that yes, because people are saying to use the UV lights, UV mats, but yes, what is the benefit? What are the advantages and disadvantages? So we need to really know whether the product is really efficient. Is it good for the human being? Like everywhere, people have started placing tunnels, but the tunnels, as per FSSAI, it's not good for the human being. So right time when we need to analyze that what is good for us, and I think very wisely the housekeepers have to take a call which equipment, which technology to be get into the place.
Very valid point, Vaishali. I think when everybody is talking about all the technologies, it's absolutely in housekeepers' hand to take a wise decision which one we want to invest our organization's money in. Thank you so much. Very valid point said. Okay, since we're talking about technology, let me come to you now. Talking about technology, we know culture innovation has been and continues to be most important growth factor. Now, in this current current scenario and post-COVID scenario from development point of view, what considerations have really changed, in terms of, well, you sit with your team and you're like innovating the new products, cleaning products, which provides disinfection and sanitization as well. So really, what considerations have come into play as a new considerations to innovate?
Most innovation is that we realize that we have to connect everything, the machine, the solution, detergents for example, with automatic dosage systems to reduce or to be also sustainable in using disinfectants or detergents, with options to add some equipment or some special equipment for disinfection on, for example, a scrubber dryer. If you do the job on a hard floor or in the lobby, then you can do both clean and disinfect, because for us it is important that we don't forget the cleaning, because disinfection is nothing without cleaning, and it is not that much effectful. And we have a lot of experts in our company, and since years we are doing also invited in creating norms for regulations for different branches. And as you know, we have a professional department which is divided in different, or working with different target groups and with different industries. So we can put all together all experiences, and at the moment we are also developing a special, more an internet thing, or more a connective thing, what you can connect to app or to devices, where you can also be safe, that you can measure. Is the room cleaned, or is there a demand of cleaning? Is there a demand of sanitization? Or also with the benefit, or with the target or objective to make it measurable for the housekeeping manager as well, make it safe for the staff, and give also the option to communicate this procedure, this whole processes also to the guest. If you have the possibility to check in to your room with the smartphone, so as a guest, so you can also check, is the room proper cleaned, is it sanitized, is it disinfected, and that is the future also for us, working on this connective technologies, and providing a holistic solution, not only a product or not only a machine to scrub or to vacuum. We are in this time more and more focusing on connect everything together, also manual cleaning, the use of mop as well, or manual cleaning with microfiber tools with different colors. Everything is possible to connect and to put into a system to have a holistic or a whole process to get the best result, and to also keep an eye on sustainability as well, because in these times, especially after this pandemic, most of the hospitality, or not only the hospitality, most of the economy, businesses have struggling with the situation, and have to invest or have to save money as well, and therefore we also keep an eye on this topic, and have all the different parts in our eyes. So
that's a very important point. Actually, my next question to you was that only, which you've already touched upon, that how market leaders like Karcher are thinking towards, towards their pricing strategy of these technologies, since we know what kind of business scenarios we are in. But however, there is a demand, and this demand has to be met in tandem with the business scenario outside. So that question answered already. And what I get from what you just told us is that you're already innovating in line with what what we just spoke about in this forum, that it has to be contactless, there has to be digital model, and it has to be, of course, sustainable to ensure that, you know, the demand from where it is coming from is able to afford these technologies and put to use to as effectively as possible. So yes,
just to add some words, we in the past we often just sell the products, or we just sell the solution. Nowadays, it's especially in this situation, it's also possible, or it's also a good point to ask for rent a machine if you have to make a deep cleaning, or need to clean your parking area or something outside area with a big machine. We also work on solutions that you can rent this machine, and just for the demand, just for the work what you have to do.
Right. So basically, you're saying if you're not able to, like, if in some case or scenario, we're not being able to procure the full machinery, which is little heavy duty on or costly, you have the options now available that you can rent it out and, you know, use to disinfect and sanitize and clean your areas. Thank you. That's really a good and helpful thought. Probably, you know, this is a forum where we can actually give some inputs to Kay and Mr. Kaul as well, which they can incorporate and, you know, develop something, you know, which is really useful in this current scenario. So if there's nothing, then I'll quickly move to a very small and my last question. Is that okay?
I'll rather ask that if they can develop any equipment which is lightweight and cordless, because keep dragging the heavy equipment in the areas, keep, you know, sort of cords in all the time connected, and then getting into the kind of, there's no more a comfortable uniform till the time COVID is there. There is a you know, they're going to be precautionary in terms of wearing all kind of things. For a worker, from worker point of view, becomes very taxing for him to be carrying all kind of equipments, which is, you know, vacuum cleaner separately, steam cleaner separately, and a misting machine separately, and now something to do the disinfection. He should also have an ozonator. He should also have something like, there's so many equipments which a boy is supposed to keep a track of, you know, and keep with him, because he is going to be servicing rooms. So if there can be an equipments which are you know, multi-purpose, which will be able to do these kind of things in and are, you know, some kind of a measurable meters in that, which tells us that this much powerful steam has gone out, and so it is bacteria free, this much fumigations done, etc. Something where a science can help us with ease out the pressure on the boys of having multiple equipments to go into the room to make one room. So let's see what comes up. Thank you.
I think a very valid suggestion by ma'am, and a food for thought for Kachar team.
So a very valid suggestion, but then we are dropping the sales of Kachar. That's how they sell different equipment and different things.
This is a good voice of customer, I will say, and definitely our team will collect more details, because you have this experience, and we have to pick this experience and go back to our drawing table, drawing boards, and ensure how we can do it. I totally agree with Ms. Meenu that currently it is not there, but definitely I'm telling you, we have such a strong engineering center in Germany. We definitely will think over it, how we can come and how quickly we can come with a solution for this.
Just to underline this yeah, we are at the moment have more and more equipment on battery or battery operated on a platform that is usable for different kind of machines, and we also working or developing new machines also with the experience, or we use the experience as well from the industry leaders, what we take into our decisions to develop new equipment. For example, we have in the US a special machine for misting or for spray something, and we don't have that much numbers, or we didn't have that much numbers in the past years. But during this situation, the sale of this machine is going through the roof. So we also facing complete new situations, complete new developments, but we as Karcher, we are family owned since 1935 in the market. We still there, and we are focusing on new and innovative solutions for every industry, or for nearly every industry.
Very true, because at this moment there is a very big challenge as far as equipments are concerned. If you really understand that one worker has to have a knowledge of vacuum cleaner, which he has to carry with him, steam cleaner, which he has to carry with him. Now comes the new thing, which is window cleaning, because as the time passes, there will be very few staff. You all have to do multi-skilling, and we have to do multitasking. So one worker has to do the glass cleaning. Same worker has to do vacuum cleaning. Same he has to do steam cleaning. Same he has to do misting. Same he has to put the ozonator. Now he has to have an extension board with him. So on the cart, that is linen cart, there is a linen and there is a separate cart now for adjustments with the equipment. Then you have to have a caddy with different sanitizers, different sort of touch chemicals for the areas, different gloves, different dusters. So there's so much on that one worker. The kind of an expectation that we have is a tremendous from one boy. Training is being given, motivation is being done, something like that, but technology continues to emerge, and within 6 months I'm sure much more better equipment to this can come. Then we as corporates demand measurables, sort of factors which will tell me that my room is fully sanitized. Hospitals have different demand. Hotels will have a different demand and a work scheme and the service flows. So therefore, this was just a thought, and not a thought, even in fact, when I'm working with my workers and going and seeing the kind of way that they carry their tools and the way they have to work, it is very taxing. So just to give you a thought on that if we can look into some equipments which are purpose, and some chemicals also which can be multi-purpose, and there can be some ways through which we can make life easier for our soldiers who are fighting this moment for us.
And we know not to forget, all these things need to be done in a set time frame, because the rooms need to be cleared.
Yes.
Right.
That's
very true. Very true.
I think this is a very valid feedback, because we have to do so much in the room. So having one shop-stop equipment would be like a real great way to look into. I mean, if you can provide the solution on that. Thank you so much. So I think we are well within time, and I will just ask one quick question to Vanitha ma'am. Vanitha ma'am, let me come back to you, and and Vishali, you spoke about the isolation room. So one small question. We started with the new segment mix. My end question is related to that only. Have isolation room category in hotels with distinct service design, has become the new norm? As in, probably now, are we saying that every hotel we will have to create this new category of the room called isolation rooms or a quarantine room? So Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, yes,
During
Aman.
the conversation, you mentioned that in park, you have certain mix of such things. So just want to understand from you that point.
Yes, we would, in fact, all the hotels would have to create an isolation room and isolation zones. Firstly, there are two different type of isolation. Firstly would be for the people who are checking in or who are staying in, have developed certain symptoms of any kind of corona pandemic. So they'll have to be segregated, and then the district authorities have to be informed. Secondly, even with the government mandate coming in, lot of hotels have been converted into the isolation or quarantine hotels. So there the norms have been different, because each hotel is providing with the proper medical facilities and the rooms wherein a customer is just restricted to that zone. So every day basis, a doctor needs to check their temperature, the heartbeats, the respiratory. So all those things will become a mandate for all. And no sooner, I feel, even in the classification guidelines, I think so they would add on like a differently abled room. Isolation room will become a mandate, because every couple of years we are seeing any pandemic hitting the world, whether it is bird flu or Ebola or now this corona. So it is going to be a new normal thing wherein isolation rooms would come in. Like if you remember long back when the air quality was not pure, people came up with this concept of pure room.
Right.
So that's how isolation rooms would be necessary, because it is it is for the safety and security of our customers.
Well, the way things are going, I believe that this is what you're saying is right, and maybe we will be looking at keeping, like you said, differently abled rooms separately for our special guests. We'll have to keep this as well as a category of the room. So, so thank you so much, ma'am, for that. Vishali, you were talking about it, and you wanted to add some more on this initially, yeah.
Yes, that's what I said. The need of the hour is like we need to have a separate section for quarantine or isolation, because as per the government guidelines, also they have said to have the particular section for the quarantine guest, because people, as I said, people would be traveling from different parts of the world. And it's not necessary that when they arrive, they will have symptoms, but suppose during their stay, if they are staying with us, and if they come up with some symptoms, so we need to get ready well in advance, wherein we can have those particular sections.
Right.
Aman, just to take, this rooms in the future, they'll have to be specifically designed. I'll share a recent experience with you. My daughter just traveled back from India to Melbourne, and she was quarantined for about 15 days. So as a hotel, they were providing her with, since she was restricted in a room for 15 days, yes, the food and the hygiene, every part was taken care of. But what was lacking was the physical health. So those rooms had provided in the room as an exercising cycle also. Wow. So because they knew the customer would be in the room for 15 days, so they also took care of that part also. So I think so in future, India also, when we are designing these isolation rooms, we'll have to take care of all these parameters also. So
great takeaway, ma'am, because you're right. Once we decide, and once the industry move towards creating this new classification, and definitely there'll be new service designs which are already in place right now, it will be more evolved, and amenities and the products in the room will be definitely different. Great takeaway from that. Thank you, ma'am. So I believe we have covered most of the part, and we look very ready to on our recovery path. I just leave the floor open for anybody to sum it up. Meenu ma'am, maybe you can just put one you can just sum this up, the takeaway from this. It'll be great for all of us.
Aman, first of all, thank you everybody. Good intake, and in fact, what just now Vinita said, that we should have some exercising machines and some exercising yoga mats or something like that in isolation room. Very good thought. And to sum it up, yes. First of all, your first foremost question, that today's customer shift of customer paradigm. Definitely the customer is very, very, at the moment when they are coming into the hotel, they are very humble, they are very cooperative, and they are following all the rules and regulation, and they have become very, understanding in their approach. And second is that, yes, similar way we have to deal with our staff. We have to be very careful in our leadership style and very caring in our leadership style to take care of our people who are helping us at this moment. And education, knowledge sharing, caretaking for them is very important. And definitely the investments which every organization has to make in the equipment will be very judiciously. It will be very thoughtful investments. As we divide our investments into what we wish, what we desire, and what I need and what I wish like, at the moment it will be all need based, and our need is for towards the looking after our customers in all new norms, the way they are looking for delivery at the point, whether that is from the hotel to their house or from the hotel kitchen to their room. Careful aspects, hygienically clean, clinically clean aspects. And at the same time, when you asked a question about isolation and quarantine rooms, with the time things change. And as earlier we used to have a separate handicapped room, pure rooms, as Vinita mentioned, etc. In an isolation room, we are not doing anything in terms of change of structure, etc. It is the norms of services that we are providing are different, and careful way of handling. Our fabric care area has to, be improved, and handling of the linen, washing, then transportation. So there is a very big need and demand of support of technology in helping us with the inventories, helping us with the apps, with people becoming very less in numbers to, at this moment support our operations. We need the help of, computers, technology, apps who can help us in keeping the data. So the entire takeaway from here is that housekeeping is passing through a very challenging period, and housekeepers have taken over a lot on themselves and are ready to deliver on the shop floor with a great smile, and they are the unsung warriors who always remain in front but unseen housekeeping services. So I cover it with that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think you've summed it up really beautifully and very aptly. Thank you so much for that. So with the hope that we continue our journey through trials and tribulations after taking insights from our expert panelists, on a positive note, I'll just quote one. Positive statement propels hope towards a better future, which builds your faith and for others as well, and it promotes a meaningful change, and that change we all are going through, and have given a clear message to the world that we are indeed ready. Thank you so much to the entire forum, audience, and our respected panelists. I sign off here, and over to you, Suman. Adios.
Thank you everyone for sharing your insights. It was very informative. I would like to thank Amandeep for moderating this really beautifully. I would like to thank Kay, Minu, Vaishali, Vanita, and Jitendra. Now, Mr. Jitendra Kaul, who is a managing director of for Karcher, will share strategies how Karcher is going ahead with their products and services just after this short video.
When it comes to supporting people with their plans, we shouldn't just ask who, when or why. Above all, we should ask ourselves, how? How can we make it easier for them to find their way forward? Because that's what we continue our development for every day, and have always returned giants to their former glory. We help out hard-working sea dogs when a successful catch calls for a good old cleanup, and lend a hand to everyone creating their very own happy place. For them, we constantly improve our performance and become even more reliable day by day. We keep the wheels turning. For our hard-nosed kings of the mountains who see the bigger picture. For the diligent early birds and all those who want to have a clear view. Everywhere. For our freedom-loving explorers who keep it spontaneous, but don't want to miss out on anything. As well as for the home-keeping heroes with an eye for detail. For all of them, we do our best and promote their qualities through our quality. Consistently. Because cleanliness preserves value.
Looks like I'm really sorry there was no audio on this. Maybe next time we will have to have some improvement. Just wanted to share a few thoughts which I noted down while I was listening to this great discussion that were happening. It's my pleasure to be part of this think tank group. Great knowledge sharing session for all of us, particularly for me. Our personal thanks to all the panelists and again thanks to all the participants who are there to make this successful and knowledge sharing session. In one of the discussions, what I heard is how to ensure we keep motivated. Communication is very important for all of us, and this is one of the powerful modes of communication these days. I am very new to this cleaning industry. I may be the youngest in this group, although I have white hair, maximum white hair, so not by age, but the cleaning industry experience. But I have 28 years of experience in Indian markets, hardcore mechanical engineering, huge capital equipments. My experience throughout my life has taught me one thing, is just take care of the customer. If you take care of the customer today, the customer will take care of you lifelong. And that is what we firmly believe in Karcher. We are doing a lot of transformation in India, Karcher India. We are doing every step how to be more and more customer centric. How can we not support you? How can we stand with you? How can we stand with our customers in these crises, in these challenging, when the headwinds are so strong for the industry and particularly your hotel industry? We want improvement every day. We are monitoring and we are working on that improvement every day. Every day we spend a lot of time on services front, because services will play a major role in supporting this industry during these times. Believe me, these are not sales talk. Neither I want to make a product presentation, but I just want to tell one thing, that we are open, we are there to support you, be it training, be it you need any support on rental, we need standbys, we need training, we need some solutions. We are there and we are ready to support you, and we want to stand with you during these times so that you make a quick turnaround, and with you we want to grow in the country and globally also. On behalf of Karcher India, we all wish and pray for your safety, for your near and health, safety and health for everyone near and dear ones. Please maintain social distancing and let's be all safe. Thank you very much. Our team is there with you always. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jitinder. I'm sorry, there is some technical glitch with the audio. And
we can hear, we could hear what he was saying.
No, for the video I was talking about.
No, video was some issue. No problems.
Okay.
No, but thank you very much. I appreciate what you said. But my input to Karcher would be one simple thing, that make your equipment according to India and Indian climatic conditions. You're making it according to your areas and your sensitivity. It comes to us, we work with it. But definitely, we require those hardy equipments which should last us. It's an investment.
Absolutely.
No housekeeper wants to discard a vacuum cleaner or something after 1 year and say now it's an technology which is or like out, it has gone now. We don't have parts, or after 2 years there is some new version has come up. Now take that, or things like that. So keeping in mind the Indian economy, keeping in mind the Indian climatic condition, Indian client, the kind of people, the requirement which we have around our hotels for supporting the cleaning. Inside is one aspect, outside areas is another very big aspect. So I'm sure you will support us on that. And if you do so, definitely it will help. Thank you.
You have our commitment, Minu ma'am, you have our commitment. You will find that change. What you want, you will find that change in the organization, in our thoughts. And that is how we want to grow. That's our future. That's a commitment from our side. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, great. A special thanks to our webinar sponsor, Karcher. Karcher is one of the world's leading provider of cleaning systems and cleaning technologies. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again for joining us today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Vinita. Thank you, Vaishali.
Bye,
Nice
ma'am.
talking
Thank
to
you.
Yeah.
Nice to see
Thank
you
you,
all.
Amandeep. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Aman.
Aman, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, Kay. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Kay. Bye,
Bye.
Mr. Call.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Suman.
Bye, all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.